So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever, wherever you are watching this video. I am the CHALL, and today, Chall Chats Doncaster Rovers, because we have signed player number 3, Harry Clifton from Grimsby. Make sure you do like, comment, subscribe, click notification bell so you never miss a YouTube video, especially those who are new here. Shout out to Lee Gunner for shouting out my channel on his show, getting people to sub. Massive respect to you, man. You know, you're an Arsenal fan with some real standards. They expect the elite out of their football club. So big up to you, Lee. Big up to you for what you do. And yeah, shout out to what you do because you do some great YouTube work. Make sure, guys, you stay tuned for the upcoming content. We've got some big videos coming up in the next few weeks. Pre-season's going to kick in a month. We've got the season schedule, which will be released in, I think, 26 days, something like that, 27, 28, something around that mark. A good couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks until the schedule gets released for next season. So we'll know who we're facing on what day, etc. So we can start planning away days, things like that. Make sure you do stay tuned for the rest of the content though as well. We've got plenty of news updates to come over the next few weeks. And for now, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, let's have a look inside our third signing of the summer, Harry Clifton of Grimsby. So before we start off with anything else, we have to look at the details around this deal. So what is this deal then for Harry Clifton? Well, it is a 2-year contract with an additional 12-month option. The 25-year-old joins from his hometown club, Grimsby Town, amassing more than 260 appearances for the club. He came through the ranks at Bundell Park through an EFL trophy tie back in 2017 against Rovers, believe it or not, in his senior debut. He's a former Wales under-21s international, a mainstay for the Mariners for the last 6 seasons, 5 of those seasons coming in League 2, with the other being promotion via the playoff final to League 2 from the National League, if you remember that final, of course, just a few years ago. So Harry said this on the deal. He said, "I'm really pleased to get this finalised and meet people around the club. I can't wait to get going. I've had good conversations with the gaffer and it's got me really excited for next season." Now, what about Grant McCann? What's he said about Harry Clifton? He said, "I'm delighted to get Harry. He's a player we've always liked. He plays with energy and bite and is a really good footballer also who can arrive late and score goals. He can play in all 3 positions now midfield, which is quite something there. Most of all, he's a really good character who'll fit right into our changing room. At 25, he's at a great age to kick on and be a part of what we're trying to do." So that is some details on the contract. However, what kind of player are we getting with Harry Clifton? Well, I spoke to Jordan, of course, a member of the deck team, who is a Grimsby Town supporter, and this is what he had to say to me. Harry is the perfect player to have in your squad. Primarily a centre midfielder, but he's also incredibly versatile. He can also play on the wing at fullback or as a wing back. The lad has practically played everywhere for us. Now, he says, lacks the technical ability, like he's not the best on the ball. He also gets into some unreal positions at times, but 9 times out of 10, he's indecisive of what he should do. What you'll get from him, however, is someone who'll never play below 200%. The lad can run for days, arguably the fittest player I've seen in a Town shirt by some distance. Incredible energy, incredible engine, full of energy. He's an incredibly useful player to have around. Last season was nowhere near his best, same as the whole entire squad apparently. He's a solid addition, a manager's dream. He's one of the nicest blokes you'll meet as well, and I hope he does well for you at Doncaster. So that came there from a Grimsby Town fan. Thank you very much, Jordan, for your insight. Much appreciated. So overall then, in summary, after watching highlights of this guy before filming this video, looking at the stats from the previous season, looking at his versatility, looking at everything that was said, what can we summarise about this signing and the expectations of this signing going into the season? First of all, I think it's very, very clear. For me, he is a very useful player. Incredibly useful. Like the stat report said, he plays in each position in the midfield. He can also cover on the right, so maybe that eliminates our chance of getting a new right back through the door to back up Jamie Sterry. We might still do. I don't know. I know Grant McCann doesn't want a massively over-heavy squad. So maybe Clifton will cover in that position at times. So maybe it's a case of Jamie Sterry and then Clifton can cover. And then if push comes to shove at a last resort, we can loan someone in maybe. I think that's maybe what we're going to do. I think with Clifton who can cover at right back if need be, we may look at loaning someone in or just don't get another right back. I think that's probably what's going to happen here. So that's what I think about that particular side of his game. It seems like he's more of a simple option in terms of. I know that Grimsby fan spoke about his technical ability or his lack of at times. So maybe it's a case of we go for the simpler option, and I think he represents a simple player where he doesn't overcomplicate it. He'll just be involved in the build-up play, does his job. He doesn't stand out, but he does his job to the best of his ability. And the main thing we get from this guy is energy. He brings the energy that Matthew Craig had before he departed back to Tottenham. He brings that energy involved. And I like the fact we've got someone who can play in all three sections of the centre midfield. We've got someone who can play on the defensive side alongside Bailey, or alongside Close, or alongside Broadbent. You've also got a potential attacking midfield option, someone who can play in Sabara or Westbrook's position. You've got someone who's adaptable on the right or left wing as well. And then you've got someone who can be adaptable as a fullback or a wing back as well. So he's adaptable depending on what formation we change to. I think we're going to go with the 4-2-3-1. So in probably his best position, you'd probably say is partnering Bailey or Close. So that's probably, in my opinion, his best position. But the fact that he's adaptable into so many positions just works with the squad we've got. And I think that, with someone of his versatility, I think that saves a lot of money in the transfer market. I think it saves a lot of wage money in the transfer market, potentially. So you've got a really adaptable, energetic star man. And, the question will be, does he start week in, week out? At the minute, I think he starts ahead of Ben Close, but I think if Ben Close comes back into the squad over pre-season, shows what he can do on his best day consistently, that could push Clifton down to the bench. However, Clifton, for me, I think works either way. You could have him as an impact sub, coming off the bench with the energy for days, running people into the ground, running the opposition defence into thin air, and just gliding past like it's nothing, and we dominate the game from that point. If we need to dominate a game by that point, you bring on that energetic impact sub. But then, of course, again, you have Clifton with the energy to start in games, start him in the midfield, have his energy run people into the ground, and then when you've got control of a game and you need a bit more solidarity, if you need to bring Clifton off for Close, you can do. Same with Broadbent. So for me, I think Clifton can work both ways, either as a starter, as an energetic starter, or as an impact sub. I think it works either way for me. I think his technical ability might not be the best in the league. However, for me, I think what he lacks in technical ability, he makes up for in his energy, his pace, his drive. And that, for me, ticks the box of a Matthew Craig style midfielder. I think that ticks that box 100 million%. So I think he does the job. I think he ticks a lot of boxes for what we need in another midfielder. Do I think the midfield department is done? Probably. I don't see another midfielder coming in. You've got Bailey, you've got Close, you've got Clifton now. If you loan out George Broadbent, then yes, loan in a new midfielder. But I would say if you keep Broadbent on the books, and bearing in mind you've also got 17-year-old Sam Strowen-Brown waiting to make an impact like he did in that Everton game off the bench, I seriously think the midfield department's done. I do believe personally, especially with Westbrook and Sabara in the attacking midfield roles as well, I think we're done. I think if you're going to bring in a new one last midfielder, you loan in an attacking midfielder. I don't think you bring in another midfielder permanently. I really think we're done with that. So, and to be fair, look at the contract situation of those midfielders as well. Bailey's got, I think, another year left. So I think it runs out next summer, Owen Bailey's, which I'm sure will get it tied down during the season next season. You've got George Broadbent, who runs out, I think, in 2026. You've got Sabara, who runs out 2026, potentially 2027. You've got Westbrook 2026. You've got Clifton 2026-27. You've got Close 2026. So you've got a long-term core midfield there permanently, and it's just maybe one loanee to kind of bounce off that. But apart from that, I really think we're done in the midfield department. I do think we're done. So that's where I stand on the situation. What do you think, guys? Comment down below your thoughts and opinions. I like the look of this signing. I think he suits the squad to a T. Welcome to Doncaster Rovers, Harry Clifton, the Welsh wonder. I'm sure you'll be great. And yeah, it's going to be brilliant to see how you do next season. So thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure you do like, comment, subscribe. And for now, I'm the CHALL. Ta-ra for now. Thank you very much. That is full time. Mean that badge to you.